Welcome to BBC London with me, Alison Earle. First this lunchtime, to the Londoner who spent his teenage years in a gang, carrying a knife and living in fear. Onyeka Power describes it as the worst time of his life, but he turned things around and now leads a church in Walthamstow, where he's sharing his experiences to help steer others away from crime, as Jamie Morland reports.
God was bringing a message out of a mess in my life.
Turning painful times into something positive is the message behind today's service.
What do you see up in your life they call affliction that God can't turn for your lifting?
Before leading his church, Pastor Onyeka led a very different life.
I had to literally have to walk, with a knife, just to make sure that I'm safe. To the point where I saw my friend at the age of 15 get stabbed in the heart, and I saw him literally dying before my eyes.
As a teenager, he became involved with a gang in Brixton.
Well, it all started after videos were posted on social media that appeared to encourage.
They shot at me 4 times, but by God's grace, I didn't die, and by God's grace, it didn't hit me.
But after what he says were the worst years of his life, he realised something had to change.
That lifestyle can either lead to death or prison. By changing chapters in my life. Me now becoming a pastor, I want to use my story to impact many people.
Now he runs a church.
God always gave me that leadership skills, but the devil wanted me to use it in a bad way. But thank God I'm using it in a good way now, when a lot of people are saying I'm the role model for good reasons. So I think when I found Jesus, my life changed. I found purpose, more joy, more peace, more happiness.
Amongst doing community projects in Walthamstow, he's a mentor for other young people.
Me and him, we've kind of shared the same sort of past, but he's also helped me come out of that situation and enter a new situation, enter a better chapter of myself, a better version of myself.
He's like unapologetically himself, and that really inspires me to be me. When you don't have community, you kind of feel a bit lost and isolated in life, and that's kind of where I was at before church.
I've dealt with mental health issues in the past. Even coming to church, it's like my refuge, like my safe space.
They're saying if Pastor Onyeka can become such a man that he is today, then we can now move from that lifestyle and have a life full of fulfillment, peace, joy and satisfaction.
Jamie Morland, BBC London.
Next, the parents of a student who was hit by a train have accused British Transport Police of failing to properly investigate his death. 19-year-old Conor Maron had been at the World Dance Championship at Alexandra Palace before the incident near Hornsey Station in January last year. Well, his family were told officers returned to the scene to check for evidence, but were later informed that hadn't happened.
We just would have thought that the first thing you'd have done the next morning with police officers would have went back to where Conor was found. Police officers never were back. Whenever we asked the blunt question to finish up, there was nothing there to prove that the search was done, because there was no search done.
Well, British Transport Police said it launched an internal review into its handling of the case and has implemented its recommendations. Next, this lunchtime. The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has called for those who took part in disorder at Oxford Street yesterday to be hunted down and jailed. Police have been given powers to exclude people from the West End. Layla Hayes has more on this and joins me now. And Layla, how did this all start?
Well, it all started when videos were posted on social media which appeared to encourage people to turn up to Oxford Street for a shoplifting event. And what followed were extraordinary scenes. Oxford Street is, of course, Europe's busiest shopping street, and many tourists and shoppers couldn't believe what they were seeing as police clashed with dozens of young people who had turned up. Police in the end made 9 arrests in total and issued 34 dispersal orders, which allow them to exclude people from the area. And those dispersal orders are now in place until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
And strong words from the Home Secretary.
Yes, the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, was not happy at all about what happened in the capital yesterday. She has tweeted, and in her tweet she said, "We cannot allow the kind of lawlessness seen in some American cities to come to the streets of the UK. those responsible must be hunted down and locked up. She went on to say that the Met Police have her full backing to ensure anything necessary to make sure there is public order. Of course, many small shops had to close early yesterday because of the trouble, leaving them losing money. So it was not a good day on Oxford Street yesterday.
Layla Hayes, thank you. Next, a cyclist has died after a collision with a lorry at Battersea Bridge. Emergency services were called to the area just before 8 this morning. There have been calls for cycle lanes on the bridge, but TfL said it's not possible due to the constraints of the listed structure, but is due to improve safety at the northern end. Now, there was a time when East London was the go-to place for manufacturing, with much of it focused on garment making. Fast forward to 2023 and Black Horse Lane Ateliers is now London's last denim factory. Well, to keep up with changing times, its washing lab is now the capital's first to be powered by sustainable technology. Marcia Vega went for a look around to find out about its history and how they're fighting back against fast fashion.
My name is Bilgehan Ateş. I'm the founder of Black Horse Lane Ateliers here in East London. So when I first came to East London, 1987, we had a thriving manufacturing scene in East London. From Old Street to Edmonton, we had hundreds of factories, garment making factories. And my uncle had one of those factories. Going fast forward, we are in 2023. We have a handful of factories in London because we lost our know-how. London tailoring is a heritage, our heritage. And if we lose know-how, soon we're going to lose it and it's not going to come back. I've been in this building for 26 years and I am really connected to this place because this is where I am alive creatively. I come to work and I feel alive and I love being in this building. Every month I receive at least one letter saying they would like to buy the building. Because I have a really emotional connection with this building, to me I don't do this for money because I love what I do. I'm in love with my craft. It's a relationship, it's an emotional connectivity with the garments. So today's fast fashion, they don't encourage you to use anything long enough so that you don't have an emotional connectivity with your garments. Because if you have, you wouldn't throw anything away.
How cool is that? Time for a look at the weather. Here's Elizabeth.
Hello there, good afternoon. Well, it feels very much as if summer has returned. It's a lot more like August again today, with plenty of blue sky and sunshine right across the capital, as illustrated, of course, by our weather watchers. And the sunshine is just set to continue as we head through the rest of the afternoon. There will be a bit more fair weather cloud bubbling up here and there. Just a light southerly wind, it's that's pushing the warm, rather humid feeling air our way. And we'll see temperatures peak in the mid-20s, maybe 26, 27 Celsius for a few spots. And overnight tonight it is going to feel quite muggy, warm, uncomfortable for sleeping maybe. Lows in central London of around 16 or 17 degrees Celsius perhaps into Friday morning. And we're starting off Friday with some areas of cloud. Now this is a cold front that's gradually pushing its way southwards and eastwards. It could give us a few scattered showers here and there at times on Friday, but a lot of dry weather too, and it will brighten up quite nicely through the afternoon with some spells of sunshine, feeling just a little cooler. But we are into cooler feeling air over the course of the weekend. So on Saturday and Sunday, temperatures once again in the low 20s in Celsius. The chance for a few showers, but lots of dry weather too and some sunshine. Just not as much as today and certainly not as warm.
Well, that's all this lunchtime, but if you missed it, do head to our website to find out about the man who managed to grow bananas in his back garden in Hackney. Asad will be here at 6:30. Until then, have a lovely afternoon. Goodbye.